let's jump right into the video. These are the forms that I use. They're called Venus nail forms, and I get them off Amazon. And these are the only forms I've tried that I was just like completely sold. I didn't want to try nothing else because I'd have had these pack of forms for 2 years since I started. After I tried those, well, I tried some more before these, but they was just not sticking. But after I tried these, I was like, oh no, I don't need to try nothing else because these just did it for me. So if you don't know how to use forms, they're pretty much paper and you kind of sculpt them like when you get a new pair of lashes and you kind of roll them up. Yeah, do that with your forms and that kind of help get it already in that shape. I personally stick the two bottom pieces together first just so it's already in that shape. I open it up and I roll it some more. Then I hold it at where I grabbed it, right? And now I'm lining it up, and you don't want any gaps in between their nail and the form. So go ahead and place it, and I stick it to the skin first, right there, and I stick it underneath her finger, right there. And then I slowly close it down to the point. You can do it super skinny, like you can close the form super skinny, but as you can see, I really didn't. Depending on how long you're doing the nails and the shape, depends on if you need to pinch it to a stiletto or if you need to have it wide. But since I'm doing an overlay or short square, the bottom of the nail form doesn't really matter for me in this step. So I'm using my Mia Secret system. That's my dehydrator. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I think I only used the dehydrator on her pinky. And y'all see how, okay, let me shut up. Y'all see how it it dried up? That's how you know it prepped correctly. The video going too fast for me to talk. The video going too fast for me to explain. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think I didn't even pick up that dehydrator again. I forgot. I forgot. I honestly did forget. But dehydrator ain't nothing but alcohol anyway. And I cleansed her nails before, so it really don't matter. Just as long as I put that primer. Okay? Okay. So she's in a nursing program, so she really not even supposed to have nails for real anyway. So we picked this super light sheer color. Y'all remember like like 3 videos ago when I did a full process and I said I used cover pink mixed with clear. This is the same color. I use this custom mix a lot. Especially with a lot of my lighter skin tone clients because it just goes so well. Now on my nails, I have pure cover pink. Even though cover pink not even pink, it's kind of like neutral. But you see how her nails is way more sheer than mine? That's because I added clear to it. So yeah. It's really nice color. Like if you got cover pink and you wanna expand that range, add some clear, like get a separate container, add a little bit of clear to it. Girl, I'm trying to tell you. Bomb. Okay, anyway, let's get into the application. So with the pinky, I was like, okay, let me not jump the gun. Let's not go in here too confident and I start messing up. So I took my time doing a pinky. I did like 10 beads, child, I don't know. But I was like, okay, I haven't did an overlay with forms on anybody else other than myself or unless I'm doing a repair. So I was like, okay, let me take my time to get used to doing it, and then I can go in and do my 2 bead method, 1 bead method, or whatever the case may be. So y'all see that red dotted line right before the 1? It's super tiny. You can barely see it. It's just a little bit longer than her natural nails. That's how short she had to get them. So that's how I measured all of them together. I just went to that red dotted line. It's not even to the 1, child. And Yeah, I just went to that length every single time, pushed the sides in, and I made sure I squared out the bottom. Now, my biggest pet peeve when I see people use forms, the whole purpose of forms is so that you can go ahead and shape the acrylic in the shape that you want. So if you letting the acrylic slide all over the place and doing whatever it wanted to do, then what was the point of you using these forms? I just want to know. So the whole point of using forms is so that you can go ahead and put the acrylic in the shape that you want. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going for a short, square shape. So I'm going to make sure my acrylic does not go outside of the short square. And that goes for anything else you're doing. If you want a long coffin or whatever the case may be, make sure you keep that acrylic in the shape that you want it so that you won't have to do all that fouling. It's also very important that you put these things on straight. Now, in this case, I wasn't really too focused on it. Like, normally, if I'm doing a long set, I'm checking all angles, make sure this form is on straight, pointing the finger down, up, side to side. But she's not getting them long, so it really didn't matter right here. It matters, but not as much as if you was doing long nails. So honestly, I just kind of threw the forms on and made sure it was straight. But yeah, guys, I really love doing forms. I'm not gonna lie, I love doing forms. But clients don't really know to hold their hand right, all the time. And forms are paper, like, so they're not gonna be careful, unless you tell them, like, hey, girl, this is literally sticker paper. I need you to sit still. Both hands on the table. Do not move. But they want to pick up their phone and stuff like that. And I don't blame them because, child, we're going to be sitting here for at least an hour. So, you know, that's why I don't offer it as a service. But something like this, I'm like, okay, girl, who finna waste they extra long tips on your overlay? Not me. I'm not wasting my tips on your overlay. So forms it is. She was all shocked, like, oh my God, I get forms. I was like, yeah, don't get too comfortable though. Do not get too comfortable because now forms don't take as long as tips when you get used to them. But I feel like forms is more of a luxury service, if that makes sense. Like, I'm really sculpting your nails right now. That is a luxury, girl. When I could just pop some tips on you. But anyway, I don't really know what to say, y'all, because my application is usually the same. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk it out on this next one. Y'all ready? Okay. Stick the bottoms. See, I'm showing y'all. Roll it up. Okay, make sure that hand's straight. Boom. Now stick it to the skin. Boom. Then underneath the skin, and then lightly press the tip. Okay, now cool. Prime twice with the Mia Secret. Now let's get into the application. I put a small bead right under the cuticle because I know I'm going to do another bead. And I always clean the sides. You see how I did that? Make sure your acrylic goes all the way to their side wall. That is very important. Very important, especially when you're doing forms, because, child, the nails is going to be not right. Make sure you go all the way to their side walls or they're going to be, missing acrylic there if you don't. Then I take this second bead, kind of small, and I'm cleaning up. I made sure all my beads were small though, because one thing I had to learn when I was first starting off is like, girl, you don't need to keep trying to pick up all these big old beads. Like, what is you doing? What is you doing? Calm down. Pick up a smaller bead, please. And then once the nail is dry, you can just easily take them off. And you just tap on the nail. If it makes a loud clicking noise, then that's dry. If it doesn't, it's not dry. All right. So now y'all can really see with the thumb. Let's get into it. Prime twice. Y'all see I ain't picked that dehydrator up not one time after that pinky. I honestly forgot. Okay. Okay, let's get into this color. Right under the cuticle, right? I'm dragging it down to that um, red dotted line that's above the one. And I'm making sure I keep my square shape. And most of the time, this is all I'm doing. Going side to side and then to the bottom and then blending over the top. That's literally all I'm doing the whole time. Even when I do designs, I'm mostly 90% of my application is me fixing my size. So I can make sure I have my shape, like, and then making sure the top is smooth. If the top isn't 100% smooth, that's okay. But when it comes to that shape, oh, let's not play. Let's not play. Okay, so on this pinky, her free edge was kind of non-existent. So you can actually see that red dotted line I'm talking about now. And this one I actually did in 1B because I started getting a little bit more comfortable. And I'm cleaning the sidewalls and I'm pushing product down, all the way down, and I'm pushing it back up. So it's like I'm flattening it out and then I push it back up to get that shape. And by that time, when I'm pushing it back up, the product is now thicker. It's not runny or anything. So now I'm going to go in with another bead to kind of make sure the nail is not too thin. Even though it's an overlay, you don't want the nails to be super thin, because one time, let me tell y'all, one time I did an overlay on myself and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make these thin, and y'all know. And baby, them nails was chipping off left and right, especially at the free edge. They was chipping. I said, oh no. Oh no. Okay, so that piece right there, that's optional. You don't have to put that on there, but it does make the form a little bit more sturdy. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It really don't matter, to be honest. It's just preference. But these forms are kind of thick, so I really ain't need to do that. Also, y'all can see close up now what I do, because her free edge is little on here too. But you just push it in there, girl. Push it in there. Don't be shy. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Okay, so that red dotted line that's kind of swooping, swoop, swoop. That's what I'm going to. So I did this one 1B. I'm dragging it down, dragging it down. I'm kind of flattening it out, making sure it's going all the way to my sidewalls, and I'm pushing everything back in. I do this when I do my nails with acrylic. Not acrylic. My nails with tips too. You just can't tell because it's a tip right there. But now that it's no tip, you can see what I actually do. I do this regardless. I push product back to the center and away from the sides. I do this always. And that's it. Like, add a little bit more, because y'all remember I told y'all don't want it to be too thin. Trust me. Please trust me. Because baby, they is going to get to cracking and breaking. Okay? Now I'm taking a little bit of alcohol. At first, I didn't used to do this, but now I got into the habit of doing it, and I'm so glad. I wipe their skin off with alcohol, because whenever you go in with your e-file or your regular file, the dust sticks to their skin. And even after they go wash their hands, it's like acrylic still stuck to their skin. And it's like, no. Now I can't see what I'm filing because it's dust everywhere. So, yeah. And the reason why it sticks is because, the monomer from the brush kind of gets on the skin a little bit. And that's why the dust sticks to the skin. Y'all see that blink on my nail? Y'all see it blinking? Oh, wait a minute. Because now my nail's 3 weeks old and the crystal's still blinking, period. Anyway. So this bit is on my storefront. It's not mine, but it's the bit I use for my cuticle area sometimes. The reason why I use this bit is because her nails are super short and I wanted to make sure that I can see and y'all can see. So that's why I just did that. But normally My second bit that I'm finna get ready to show y'all, this one. Normally, I've been using this for everything. To smooth over the top, to go underneath, to seal the cuticles. And it's a fine carbide large barrel. Only because sometimes I just be so lazy that I don't want to switch the bits out. So I just be like, listen, as long as my client's not being stiff and I can bend their fingers and stuff and I can see, I can use this bit around the cuticle. It just be the people that be stiff and I'll be like, well, let me not risk it because I don't want to cut nobody. So let me go ahead and switch to the smaller bit. But normally, well, recently I just been using that one. Okay, y'all, don't be mad at me, but y'all finna see exactly, well, no, because y'all not finna see. I was trying to show y'all how I was shaping, and I realized, like, y'all not gonna be able to see nothing. My hands are so huge, and they finna be in the way, and her nails are so short that y'all literally can't even see what I'm doing right now. And I apologize, but I'm just gonna leave some of it in anyway, just in case you can see a little bit. But notice how right here I foul for a little bit, then I stop. That's very important because I can't see either because her nails are so short. My thumb is literally covering it. So I do it for a little bit, I stop and I look at it. So even if you feel like you can see, I say just do it, then stop. Do it, then stop. You know? You know. Never just keep fouling in one spot for a long time without checking it. Like, because one minute you think you know, doing something good. Then you look at it the next minute and be like, okay, I definitely overfouled. So to prevent that, just do a little bit at a time. But y'all, I was telling her like, girl, I can barely even hold your finger right now. And you want me to shape this? Tough. Child. I was struggling. Very much struggling trying to shape these nails. They super cute though. Honestly, now her nails might be shorter than mine. Even though mine grown out for like 3-4 weeks. I'm trying to see like the original length. Cause I have an overlay too. And my nails are literally that long now. I think I started at the length she's at. Yeah, I think I started at the length she's at. Cause I use forms on mine too. But see, y'all can't really see. I tried my best though. I did. It's just very important to keep your foul straight and to just do a little bit at a time. That's all I got, honestly. Do a little bit at a time, keep your foul straight, and then just always check on the progress. Yeah, that's all I got. So, oh, and this foul is a 80/80. Now, comment down below and tell me if you like round fouls or if you like square fouls. I personally like the round, but honestly, y'all, one of these days I picked up a square foul and I just started using it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Because why did I stop using these? These are actually kind of lit. But then I went back to a round foul and I was like, no, square who? And I just go back and forth all the time. And I never really know which shape foul I actually like for real. Anyway, I'm using my mandrel to kind of buff the nails and to go underneath the nails. Now, I'm thinning the tip out only because I don't like thick tips personally. And also, it makes the nails look sharper when you thin it out. And it's also easier for them to pick up coins and stuff when it's not thick. I actually learned that from a class I took. But so you see how it's kind of thick. It's not really thick, like, you know, because we done seen thick before. That's not thick. But I thin it out a little bit more. And you see how I make the nails look sharper? Y'all need to try it. Y'all probably already do that anyway, but if you don't, try it. I promise you, it's going to make your nail look sharper if you thin your tips out. It don't have to be paper thin now. Just make sure it's not thick though. Even though mine wasn't really thick to begin with, Ooh, let's get into it. Yeah, I did that. Period. See, and you still see at the tips they not thin. And that's what you want. This color is nice, natural, just beautiful. It went with her skin tone. Now I am trying to find better nudes for darker skin tones because I'm tired of trying to depend on Cover Pink because she don't always come through sometimes for my dark skinned girls. Shoot. Okay. Like on my hands, it looks okay, but sometimes it just don't be cutting it. Just don't be cutting it. So I'm cleansing her nails again and I'm getting ready to top coat. And y'all already know I use not polished gloss it. I use Gelixir too, but I need to go to the nail supply store and buy some more because I honestly don't remember why I haven't bought any. Probably because I'm not out of not polished top coat yet, but Gelixir is really good. I used to use IBD when I first started, and I loved IBD. I need to go buy some more of that too. Yeah. But make sure you do a thin layer and then wipe the sides so you can keep your shape. And that's literally it.